Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're always live, man. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Thursday Throwdown. As always, I am one of your hosts, X to the D to the A to the L to the Y, and I've been gone for a couple weeks, but your reigning, defending, undisputed 239 captain champion is back on the Throwdown. My Charlie Blackman t-shirt, looking good. I've had a rough couple of weeks. I've had shit going on, personal stuff, but I'm back. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to go, man. So there is a lot to catch up on. We are basically at the halfway point here in the 239 season. Hold on, guys. Let me put my belt down. It's heavy. Speaking of belt, sober. Send that fucking shit to Rob, a.k.a. Esoteric, so I can get my belt. Moving along, one of my co-hosts here, as always, the lovely Ability. How are we doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great. This week's been a busy week for me, Bailey. Man, first off, I got to say, we missed you the last couple weeks. I don't know what was going on, if you got stung by a bee and your face swelled up. I thought you died for a minute. I'm happy to have you back on here, man. It's good to see you. But I speak for everybody, too, in the league when I say you were wholeheartedly missed on this show, man. There weren't enough boners in the league this last few weeks. So, but now that you're back, everything's smooth. So I'm going to kick it over to Agent because he happens to be one of the sexy people we have on this panel tonight.
What's going on, guys? I'm happy to be here tonight. I actually got off of work on time for once in the first time in 3 weeks, so pretty stoked. Got the Hawaiian theme coming back. Gonna check it. Looking good. So, no, I'm excited. We got a lot of good topics to talk about tonight, and look forward to it. Bring it over to a guy that's been pretty familiar on this show. We got Cortez.
How's it going, everybody? Thanks, Agent, for sending it over to me. I'm happy to be here again. I'm happy that the people who actually run the show are here for once. That makes it so much better and so much easier. It's going to be already a much better show. But all right, let me send it over to the next sexiest guy on this panel. How you doing, Dolly?
I'm pretty good. Got a big series tonight. Thanks for having me, guys. It's always fun to get on and discuss 239. So I'm pretty pumped.
And last but not least, my personal opinion of the sexiest guy in the panel, I don't think Cortez gets to make that deal on the show. But that's going to be Captain of the Dark Horse, Mr. Shock himself. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good, Just no.
Oh, you cut out there for a minute, but you came back in. I hear you now. I just want to give you a thing on the mic. Can you go ahead, give me something, say something.
You're a cunt nugget.
Okay.
Oh,
hey,
you call this guy sexy and see what he does too.
I know. I just said he was the sexiest guy in the panel. He calls me a cunt nugget.
What I said was I wish that I was coming into this 9-0, but we had to reschedule.
Yeah, to a Friday, by the way, and we'll talk about that because that's a 239 first. Hopefully, someone's streaming that so I can watch it.
I will be.
Okay, perfect. So I can watch that at work. So we're back at it. Thursday Throwdown, the longest episodic running show in 239 history, and we haven't missed one. Cortez actually messaged me before today. He's like, hey, man, like, what's going on with the show? I'm like, I'm going to be there if you want to be on. He's like, okay, thank God, I'll be on then. All right, so I'm like, okay, cool. I kind of threw it on him the other week. Ryan couldn't make it. I couldn't make it. Agent was fucking off at work, so it was a thing. But we're back. We're here. Pale, you're here in spirit, man. He's got a family dinner to attend to tonight, and it has nothing to do with his 1-9-2 record. I would bet on it. Hopefully, he doesn't watch this show. Guys, so as I posted in the thread earlier, we got some topics to hit on. I haven't been here for a couple weeks, and we're basically at the halfway point of season number 5. So with that being said, a couple teams got off to really slow starts. One of those teams was none other than Shock's Dark Horse. They started out 1-6-2. Now, as everyone knows, if you've been in the captain chat, I have been awfully rough on Shock for multiple reasons of AKA ghosting, AKA not being around, and then he gets off to a 1-6-2 start, and you see me at my house licking my lips like I knew this I knew it was going to happen. But with that being said, he goes off and rattles off 6 straight wins. So the question I have at the Dark Horse team, you have Nick the Greek, Shock playing center. Right wing is Ozzy, who we learned last year is an offensive dynamo. Left D, and we're going to talk about this in just a second, is right now Crazy Yeti Killa. Right D, Drug Monkey. And then who's in net for you, Shock?
Slick.
And Slick E with like 46 E's. Here's the thing. 1-6-2 start. You make the swap to Crazy Yeti Killa, okay? A guy known for his forward skills. Phoenix was your ace. You defended the pick in round 2. You had to have the lefty in round 2. And now he's not even starting for your second-round pick is not starting. Shock. What's been the change over on Dark Horse to turn this thing around?
The change was, first of all, with Drug, and I remember this from last season, Drug really needs an offensive defenseman with him, so that way he can focus on the defensive role and not feel like he has to switch to a two-way role. Don't get me wrong, he's still putting the puck in the net when he needs to, but it's just having that offensive partner with him so he can focus more on the defensive side, and it just seems to click.
I've gone on the record as saying that Drug Monkey is probably the best defensive defenseman, stay-at-home D in the league, and I still believe that he truly is. If not one, he's definitely 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call it. Dolly, you look at a team like Dark Horse with the makeup that they have. Are you shocked by the 6 wins in a row? Do you think it's the teams that they've played? What are you thinking about Dark Horse right now? Real or frauds?
I definitely think they're for real. The first week they had some connection issues. Shock wasn't there. They had an ECU. It was tough that first series. Second series, they ran into a pretty good team. But, they still held their own, and they were really good in that series. It was a really tough series when they played us. It could have went either way. They're a really well-built team. And like I said at the start of the season, the first show, this team is going to surprise a lot of people. Some good guys and some good players. And props to Yeti because he's a lot better than I thought he'd be on D. A little too aggressive at times, but he's good.
Yeti's the last time I checked was also leading the league in points for defensemen. So.
Okay, well, shout out to Crazy Yeti Killa. Mm-hmm. He's been wanting his due, man. He's been wanting it. He's not really known in 239, but he's known in another league. So I'm glad to see him making the transition to a new position. Ability, my guy. It's so weird. I haven't been able to say it. We saw each other in person, man. Then I called you doing 86 down the fucking highway. Somebody almost killed me that night. I'm lucky I'm here today. With that being said, Dark Horse, real or frauds?
Well, I think that the slow start they had, that was the surprising aspect of that team for me. I got a chance to play a scrimmage game against the Shock's team, and I think that the forward line, they play great. Ozzy plays great. Nick was playing great. They're moving the puck well. They're getting scoring opportunities, and they're capitalizing on those opportunities. They did against my team. The 1-6 start, that's kind of mind-boggling. Rattling off 6 in a row, that's a little more like it. So I expect moving forward, we're going to see more wins from this team to finish out the rest of the season than we are going to see losses. That's going to be my bet. I think that if this was a Vegas bet, I'm definitely winning some money at the end of the season, okay?
Now, you got to remember, and Shock is never, ever, ever scared to remind us of this every time this team gets brought up. He has basically like 80% of his team from last year. We'll call 60%. It's him. It's Drug. It's Ozzy. It's Nick. He's got them all back. They're feeling good. That's basically, like I said, 60, 70% of a team that lost in Game 7 of a conference finals to a team that lost to your season 4 champions. Who wasn't Black Sails? That was who, Dolly?
Oh, everybody knows who it is.
That was the boys. But I am going to agree. I love the makeup of the Dark Horse roster. They have so many different components working for them. A guy like Ozzy can definitely get out there and spark your offense, maybe when the offense isn't quite there. And I love players like that. Secondly, Shock is absolutely destroying in the face-off circle this year. And that is something that I truly, as a captain, I really, really prize in my drafts as a guy who can win face-offs. Then you go to Nick, who is really, really, real good finisher. He's a great cycle player. He likes to play low. I like this makeup, and I like the layers of the team because after that layer, all 3 of those guys play pretty good defense. Moving back to the next layer, now you have Drug Monkey, who's one of the best stay-at-home D in our league. In 239, he is one of, if not the best stay-at-home D. Now you throw Crazy Yeti Killer. I can't comment too much. Haven't seen. I'll have to wait and see for myself. And then you got Slicky, who's not really known, but the guy can play in that. He's won cups in other leagues. He definitely has winning pedigree. The team itself, the makeup is great, and it looks like right now Phoenix is playing in the extra role. But you got a guy who can come off the bench and help you as well. So that team makeup is really, really, really nice. So shout out to Dark Horse, man. I'm glad they were able to turn it around because it was a slow start. Another slow start. None other than putting it in. The AKA Puddin' Pop Palace boys started 2-0. 2-7. 2-7. It caused the trade of Brick City and my emotional fucking sanity. It caused me trading half of my team. And now the team that I have is 5-0 or 5-1 since I made it up. Now, I'm going to send this over to Agent. Agent, you got to play the old team. The old put it in. The new one, real or frauds?
As of right now, I think you proved for real. Like I said, I messaged you in G chat earlier and said, hey, I'm glad I played you earlier in the season. And I even lucked out. SO wasn't there, and it just meant to be that we were going to win that series. And unfortunate for you, because I like playing you. I like playing your team at its best, and it definitely was not when we played. It was pretty obvious, and you knew it. And you were very, very frustrated. But your team now, I think the makeup of them is really strong. I think they all complement each other really, really, really well. And Esso just keeps playing his game as a two-way forward, and I think that is going to be a strong point of keeping your defense as strong as it can. You got Nova Gretzky's and Middle Garen as your wingers, correct?
Yep, those are my guys.
So Middle Garen is an underrated winger, man. I mean, the dude can play, and he has Gretzky's as a top winger on the opposite side there. So I think you're set up for success here, and I think you'll make playoffs. I don't know where you'll end up towards the end of the season here. You already had a bad start to that, but I think it'll end up really well for you. Ability.
You've seen this team in some practice games, man. What do you think?
All right, so here's the deal, man. We played the original, putting it in, and man, my team racked up some wins. So with the new squad after the trade, we went into it, and I said to my team, I was like, hey, man, no matter what happens, just let these guys win, because Daly needs this, man. I feel bad for the guys having a rough season. No, I'm just kidding. These guys came out, this new squad of yours, and, man, 2 games in a row, they put us down. It was a head-scratcher, but at the same time, I saw great puck movement from Nova Gretzky's, Esso, and Middle Garen. Those guys, your forward line is looking really good, really solid. It was evident how much better the puck was being moved, the speed in which the passes were being made. I think that moving forward, definitely not fake. This squad has a potential now to be a serious contender for a repeat championship, and I don't even like that I just said that sentence.
I know you don't, but that's okay, because I believe it too. I'm going to get to me, but Dolly, man, you played on my teams, man. Yambag kind of went on the record and said I'm a little bit of a screamer. I get a little crazy in the party. Is there any truth to do I get crazy a little bit? It's okay. You can be honest, man. Go ahead.
You are the most calm, normal person I've ever met. No, just kidding. You're nuts. And I love it. It's great. But, I mean, it's personality that you got to kind of get used to. It's not a bad thing. It's not for everybody. Look, I said it when everybody was evaluating the teams at the start. I thought your team was going to have more issues than people realized, and they did. Sometimes personalities just don't mix, whether you're great players, whether everybody in your team is great players or not. If you don't buy into a system or trust each other, you're not going to do that well. And unfortunately, that seems to be what you're into. But your new squad looks really good. I was watching last night, posting the chat box. I was watching your booty. It's looking good. Man, you guys moved the puck real well. So, I'm afraid to play you guys. And I know we got you and Agent's team in the last week of the season. That's just going to be one tough fucking week.
I love it.
One thing I didn't say, and actually it's your guy Swag that loves to chirp you for his one glory day, but he made a good comment. I have seen it as well, that you guys have been on practicing more now with your new team than I saw you with your old team that you just drafted.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. And Yambag's gonna like this too, because listen, guys. I love the guys that I had. It wasn't working. You have to make changes, right? You have to make changes. It's a quick season, like I just said. We're halfway through it. We're halfway through it already. You gotta be quick, and if you're not, you're gonna miss out. I love 37. I love Sober. Love Yambag, man. I work with these guys every single day. It wasn't working. I needed to change. They needed to change. It worked out, but. I had some shit going on the last couple of weeks. Physically, I had a lot of stuff going on myself. So to Yambag's point, we didn't practice as much as we needed to. And I think that was a big problem too. So that was more or less with my work and medically and different things there's a lot going on for me all around. So I agree with Swagger for once, man. But yeah, no, it's a big thing. So the new team, we are playing a lot more. We have a good group of guys. I'm just going to give you the breakdown, man. First of all, you all fucked up letting me get Middle Garen in a trade. You also all fucked up letting me get Gretzky's in a trade, because I think the kid's going to lead the league in points when it's all said and done. Esoteric is definitely worth the top 3 pick, Tompkins is a top 3 lefty, and Mac Daddy North is killing it right now. So, with that being said, put it in his back. We are feeling good. We are looking good, and we are coming for all of you. You can ask the diddling danglers about that. The amount of built-up excuses, the built-in excuses I got from Mr. Hollywood today was absolutely treacherous. He sent me about 30 clips as to why they lost the series, and what I said was, "Oh, you're just showing my players making great plays." So I appreciate that. There's one more team I want to talk about in Real or Frauds. And by the way, guys, the Real or Fraud section, it is a terrible, terrible fucking name. It is something new that I've done. If you have a cool name, something different, put it in the Throwdown thread. I am all ears because Real versus Frauds is absolute fucking misery. So if you have a cool name, put it in there. I would love to hear it. Last team, Sunnydale Slayers. Now, this team has been on a roller coaster. Got swept, get a sweep, got swept. Here's the thing. They swept last night. They move up back into a playoff spot. They're without shoe therapy for the very next upcoming week. They play Putting It In, and I forget who the other team is. They've got a rough – and they play Dark Horse. That's the other team. That's a tough week to not have Captain Shoe. I'm going to send it to you, Cortez. Sunnydale's in a playoff spot right now, but after next week, will they be?
I've touched up on Sunnydale a lot on 239 tonight, and my thing is I think Chu thinks I hate him. I don't. My thing is that this team's had so many trades. This team has such lack of faith in each other, it seems. It's just I just don't think I just don't see them making it to the playoffs. Like, they all have great talent on the team. I just don't. How do you make chemistry with a team if you just continuously trade people and things just aren't seeming to work? There's a flaw in their defense. I don't know. Like, the team's got great talent on it. Oh yeah, it's got to be the goalie's fault. Nothing else. It's got to be the goalie's fault. But the team has great talent. I just don't see them making it all the way to the end. If they do make it to the playoffs, then prove me wrong by all means.
Listen, I'm a huge fan of 239 tonight, and the goalie rant was fantastic. By the way, I enjoyed every minute of that. By the way, if you didn't know, 239 tonight is now on iTunes.
Mondays. Oh, that too. Nope. Okay.
It's on iTunes. It is on Mondays, but it is also on iTunes. Mr. Jim Flanagan himself, who quit media for the next 4 weeks. Just kidding. Psych. He is back, and he is uploading shit to iTunes. So now you can get all your favorite episodes of the Thursday Throwdown, the Sober Elitist on Friday night, and 239 tonight, all available on iTunes. Fantastic. So, with that being said, again, I think the big thing with Sunnydale is I'm looking at it, and I played with Amps last year. I play with you. These guys are cycle guys. Josto's actually impressed me a little bit, and I'm going to be real. I've always said about Josto, he's a run and gun player. He's a run and gun player. He's a run and gun player. I've said it before. I've said it. But I got the pleasure of playing with him a couple weeks ago, and he may not even remember this, and he may not even watch the show. I don't know. He hates everybody not named Jim Flanagan. But he actually showed me a little bit of something. He could move the puck. He was working below the goal line, stuff that I like, quick passes, different things like that. He was doing a really, really good job, and I was like, holy shit, like, maybe this guy turned the corner. So when I found out that he was going to end up with Chu and Thamps, I thought this is going to be gold. Then Chu they had I think like forest fires or something. Smokey the Bear went all crazy up in the Great White North. So now Chewy's out trying to, save electrical lives and, do what he does. Excuse me. So they lose him for next week, which sucks. But if they can salvage some wins next week versus putting it in a dark horse, I really think when Chew gets back, that's a team that could really start to get going. Legion is no slouch in net. He's a crazy bastard, but he's no slouch in that. He can play the position. Moose is a top 3 lefty. And Dirac. The Dirac himself. I said the Dirac because I wanted to say The Rock, but it's not The Rock. It's The Rock. Anyways, Pixel's been playing righty. He's been playing it at a high level. I like that team. I really do. I wish that she wasn't missing a week because that would change the game. Dusty Right Stick's going to slide in there. He's going to play some good hockey for him. I hope they can pull out some wins next week, just not versus my fucking team. So, Dark Horse, I hope you get shit on just for that. I'm just kidding. I don't mean that. But you did call me a cunt nugget earlier, so maybe I do. All right. With that said, ability. 1-9-2. It's a trap. I'm going to tell you what. It's a shit. That team is in the shitter right now. Now, I'll go on record as saying Mac North, my goalie, by the way, who's diesel as hell, went and did his power rankings for the preseason. He projected that Pale Poner's team would not only finish in the bottom 4, but would finish last. And Pale came back with some vengeance. He said, Mac, I've never not made the playoffs, let alone finish last. Well, Pale, I love you, man, and I love the dungeon that you work out of, but you are 1-9-2, and we're halfway through the season. So, ability, is it too little, too late for It's a Trap?
Well, I can tell you this. When you start the season being in media and you choose to miss a couple shows, people can say it might be your record, okay? But then when you are on the opposite end of that and you start the first few weeks and you're on the shows and then all of a sudden you're not on the shows, I think that's a big telltale sign of how Pale's projecting his team moving forward, which, by the way, is a complete shock to me. There was so much depth in this draft and in this season. This team, Derek GNR, Crimson Fire, time to get Steven. Yambag's on there now, Clancy, Pale. This team has all the tools. It's got to be one of those things where I really feel perhaps that Pale's vacation, because he is the captain here. So you got to take a lot of responsibility in gathering up your troops, getting the practice games in, building the team, #Chem, and making it happen. And I think that that's probably what this team is suffering from the most, because truth be told, there's a ton of talent on this team. There's so many guys on this team that are way better than me, at any position on the ice. So it's a tough one for me. I would like to see a rebound come from this team, but I don't know if they've got it in them based on the way they've started the season. This could already be one of those scenarios where they just, church a yam their way through.
Listen, man, you are lucky that Will and I are good buddies, because I'm pretty sure that rib was directed in the wrong way. But with that said, Cortez, it's a trap. It's a mess. It's what it is. What do you think it's going to take for Pale's team to kind of climb out of this hole, if at all possible?
Trade Steven to a team that needs a goalie and get a forward that can score.
+1.
I think that was Pale's biggest letdown in the draft, and that's not saying Steven's fault. I think Pale did the wrong thing by drafting Steven as a forward with his first pick in the second round. And then, I don't know. I think he could have gotten Steven in one of his later picks, and he could have established more of an offense around whoever he got first. I just think that's where he lacks. And Steven's a great goalie. I mean, teams are going to need their goal, like a good goalie right now. He needs to use that as some trade bait and potentially get a good score.
Shock, are you surprised that Pale didn't go after Clancy and Ozzy? I mean, that could have happened.
From what I heard, he was going to go after Ozzy. What I was surprised is when we did a scrimmage against Pale, he had Clancy playing left wing. I don't know if he has him playing center now, but Clancy hasn't played left wing in like 2 years or something, so he's really playing out of position.
I know that Derek is center only, so that really handcuffs you.
Yeah.
You have players like that, so maybe that was part of the reason, I would say, but I don't know if that to be true. I wish Pale was here. I feel bad. I had it on the docket thinking he was going to be here. Oh, there goes the Hawaiian shirt, man. He just Christian bailed out this thing. He caught a Jet Li right out, man. Anyways, Dolly, what do you think about It's a Trap, man? So we're talking right now, I think it's 1-9-2. So 12 games. They got 24 left. So basically they played a third of their season. Is it too little, too late, man?
No, I think, it does depend on strength of schedule. Look, everybody's right. There was a very deep draft season. So you could have picked anybody, and sometimes it's just not going to work. Pale's team was a very good example of that. They've got good players. They do. But some personalities don't work. Some play styles don't work. And if you can't make that work, you need to make moves. And Pale did. To be fair, his team looked a lot better the last game they played than in previous games or in series. With 2/3 of the schedule left, and depending on strength of schedule, sure, I think they might be able to just barely make it in, but they need to really turn it up right now, because there's a lot of good teams out there, and it's going to be hard fighting that uphill battle.
Hey, Mark, you decided to come back? You ready for the show?
Back.
You good?
I'm good? I don't know. All my windows closed at the same time. I have no clue. So
that
fuck
sounds
my life,
like,
I guess.
That's a good response. I'll take that for the win. Now, since Ozzy and Clancy got brought up, and I got Dimitri kind of in small force right now. Don't worry, he'll be back next week. I want to talk about just something really briefly because I haven't been here for a couple weeks. Now, Ozzy and Clancy, big fans of 239 Media. Clancy's been on this show multiple occasions. Ozzy has talked about his Chia Pets. It's a fantastic thing. Love them both. Great fans of the show. But there's something that I need to address because I have not been here the last couple weeks. First and foremost, all of this hashtag free Wolin. Hashtag fuck Wolin. Okay? Now, here's the thing about this. You don't quit on your team mid-series. That's a no-no. And then you leave your G-chat. They're going to tell me there's 2 stories. I know what it's like to lose. I know what it's like to be on a shitty team. And I know what it's like to be emo as fuck. I know it. I've lived it. I've been there. I played on a team with Legion multiple times. I know what it's like. We preach short seasons for a reason. This is the reason why. And I hate bringing up old stuff and different things like that. I do. But when you're a winger and you come into this fucking league and say, oh, I'm going to be the rookie of the year. Oh, are you, Wolin? You're going to be the rookie of the year. But you're on a bad team. And instead of working it out and trying to figure shit out, what did you do? Oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to go do the Annihilator thing and get the fuck out of here. You know what? Go. We don't want you here. Your elitist LG mindset. Just go. That's fine. It wasn't for you. 239 is not for you. You're not better than this league. As a matter of fact, you weren't even one of the top players in this league. You couldn't get it done. So Clancy and Ozzy, I love you both, and we're all going to have our opinions. This free rolling crap, though, it doesn't make any sense. None of the guys knew I was doing that, man. That's right. It pisses me off. How are you going to defend that? I don't understand it. So with that being said, man, I know, and we're doing this again. We're doing it again right here on this show. If you're on a team that's struggling, if you're on a team that's not good, look yourself in the mirror. Is it you? Is it the team? Is it whatever? Have some accountability first and foremost, because you're part of the problem. Okay. Secondly, you don't quit on your team, man. We do the short seasons. There's 6 drafts every single game. There's a good chance you're going to end up on another team with somebody different. You could have a completely different makeup next year. Just stick it out. Don't be that guy, please. For the love of God, just don't be that guy. You show up, you play your games. I know it sucks, but it's almost over. Now, Shock, I know Wolin's a friend of yours, so I do apologize about that. We're not going to go any further on it. We're going to leave it. Hey, if it smells like cologne, leave it alone. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm leaving it the fuck alone.
That was really bad.
Come on, that was good.
I'm just calling a spade a spade. That was bad.
Misery. But, guys, there is some other interesting stuff on the docket. Peninsula Pirates have only played 9 games. I want to know why, Cortez. Why have you guys only played 9 games?
I would talk to Hugh about it. He did our scheduling. I mean, I know that I think the second week, D-Mart was gone to Bermuda, so we only had one series scheduled against Sunnydale. And, I mean, I even had to play forward, and Dirac got to play D. So I think that's really the reason right now. We've only had 1 series a week up until now. So that's, just whatever scheduling turned it out to be.
See, here's the thing, man. I really didn't give a shit about the games. I wanted to actually set it up for my second question. That was just a feeler-outer. Is it true that you went X daily emo rage in a series and potentially broke your hand?
So I don't want to use this excuse, but everything was just so delayed for me having a 1 bar, and I was getting so mad at myself. And I don't remember what goal it was, but a goal happened, and I just literally just fucking brought my hand down on my desk and just threw my controller on the floor, and I just picked it back up, and nobody said anything to me. I mean, I even put on a fake cast. It's just paper towels that I wrapped up on top of it. That's why my webcam was off in the beginning, and I've been hiding my hand the entire time. I mean, everything's obviously fine. Like, it's good. But the emo hit me hard when it happened. I was so mad. Like, I even went in the G chat after. I was like, sorry, guys. Like, I actually felt like our series loss against Victoria's Secret was on me because I was not playing well at all. I was so mad at myself.
Hey, Dolly, you like that fire, man? You like that fire?
Oh, I love it.
I feel like, here's the thing, man. I'm going to show you something real quick. I'm going to show you guys something. So, I'm going to flip this around. See this table right here? How it's got a nice pad on it now? You see that?
It's like frozen for me. Is it frozen for anybody else? Oh, it's moving.
Sorry.
Oh, I see
Okay.
it. I remember it.
So that used to be an actual table. But because of the mass domination that I have done to it over the years, that has now been made into a lovely ottoman by my wife. Because it is no longer a table. It has holes in it and different. Yeah. No, man. It's just there was a lot of emo rage and this table has gotten the brunt of it due to NHL games. So, Cortez, the reason I wanted to do it, man, is I wanted to make this point. You are not crazy. You are not silly. It is okay to get mad and do some crazy shit. I'm right there with you. You are an ex-daily guy, and you have made the draft list forever because I love the fire. Ability. You felt this rage before, right? You felt it. What do you think about Cortez almost breaking his hand?
Well, the funny thing was I felt it about somebody else when I was playing their team. I think Cortez was playing my team. So, man, the rage is real, and it's okay to have it because here's the deal. As long as you are loving everybody 99% of the time, you get that 1% of the time where you can just be like, fuck the world. You know what I mean? So it's cool. I understand where he's coming from, but I stopped hitting things a long time ago. My hands, I don't break that shit. So I could only tell you deep breaths work well, and if that doesn't work, then you just grab the beer.
Listen. Look at this real quickly. This desk, I handmade it myself. It's this plywood right here, and then underneath it is like a bunch of 2x4s and shit like that. It will never break if I hit it. I know that in my own head, but I always risk breaking my fucking hand every time I get on NHL because if I get mad at all, it's just instantly that instead of anything else. I just can't.
Here's the reason, man, because in the moment you're feeling strong, you're feeling grr, and you want to test the strength. It's like when you go to the carnival, you know that big thing, you're like, oh, I'm a big old beefcake, I'm going to hit the fuck out of this thing, and it's going to go up, and I'm going to win $1 million. And nobody ever does it. You know why? Because the shit is rigged. Your table is rigged. You're never going to break it. Stop doing it. All right? Your team needs you. All right? So I just had to get that little piece in because that little rumor was flying around, and I loved every second of it.
My team better think that I love them because I'm literally skipping a hockey game right now to not only be on the show but to be in the series.
Wait, what game?
I play in like a real hockey game. I'm literally the game's going on right now.
Hey man, #239 for life. I love it.
Well, I didn't put on my availability thing, so I didn't want to screw over D-Mart by not showing up for the series. So I signed up for it late, so I didn't know.
Listen, man, listen. D-Mart's a big fan of the show. He's probably watching right now. Listen, man, Dan. I mean, this guy's breaking his hand out here. He's missing real life things to be here for 239, man. You are a D-Mart 15 guy, I can tell you that. Once you're on the list, man, you're there for life. So shout out to D-Mart. Moving along, I made a little bit of a rib in my prediction thread at a man's name that rhymes with lank dove. As you all know, is Dank Love. Now, listen, I'm not going to get too in-depth into this, and Cortez, you're staying out of this one. Here's the thing. If you act like a douche, it doesn't work. You don't make it. You do not make it. Because the way that our culture is and what we do, if you act like a douche, you are naturally weeded out. Dank, I'm going to give you a message right now. This is you and me talking, not the other 50 people watching this show right now. Grow up. Figure your fucking life out. Show up for your games. And try and have fun. You're on a team that's winning. You're playing with winners. Stop being emo because you lose a series and diving on the fucking ice. I don't care if it's 96-1. Grow up. Play your games. Show up. Have a good time. And be done with it. Is that so much to ask?
Pow!
Listen, man, that power thing is going to get over. I really, really believe that. I really, really do. So, this segue, that's it, man. I don't want to go any further. That's it. Hopefully he's watching. Reschedules. Not an issue with it. Something came up. Chewy saving the world. Thamps is always having some sort of fucking issue somewhere. Love you, Thamps. But, it's the truth. So, what's an appropriate reschedule ask? So, for instance, Guys, we have 7-man rosters for a reason, for emergencies like that. Okay, the what we want is to avoid. We want to avoid reschedules at all costs. So, what deems a reschedule? In my opinion, if you got guys to play, you shouldn't be rescheduling. If you're having to ask for 1 and 2 waivers, to me, that's reschedulable. But again, giving the captains notice. I know shit happens on the fly. You know, we really haven't had too many issues with it. But at the end of the day, this is the biggest thing I'll say. And Ability can attest to this. Last year, man, we had an issue. Cosmic didn't tell anybody he was playing on hotel internet. It was all fucked up. We played one game. It was a shit show. I rescheduled the rest of the games because I just knew at that point nobody's experience was going to be good. It wasn't going to be fun. I want each series to be the best. That's me. My personal opinion, I want to play everybody's best. So I'm obviously someone who's going to be more open to rescheduling. But really, you know, emergencies are, like I said, you're missing 2 guys, you're missing 3 guys. Now we're talking, that's an emergency. That needs to be a reschedule. That's kind of where I'm at on the issue. But if at all costs, we don't want to be rescheduling. But as captains, we need to be open. We need to be helping our brothers out, man. Like, you know, Ability comes to me, hey, man, something came up, dude. It's me missing and Brick missing. Like, you know what, man, let's just reschedule that shit. You know, obviously, if you're abusing it, that's a different thing. But we want to try and help each other out as much as possible. So that's kind of my take on it. I know the Elitist guys are going to be talking about it. And when is that show? Tomorrow at – well, they do it early now, 8:30 or something. That's because when Mrs. Esoteric comes home, shit happens. So I'm assuming that's why they moved the show up. Shout out to Eso, shout out to Jess, man. But that show got moved up. But Sober, the belt too, by the way. Moving along, I want to talk about the top of the standings. Hut Heroes. 14-0-1? Is that right? Am I saying that right? 14-0-1. No regulation losses. Agent. Haven't got to play these guys yet? But
I have not.
When you look at that roster, you got Dalai Lama, you got Marty McFly, you got Hockey Town, who apparently Dolly and Hockey have been playing together for a long time. You got C-Dub, who seems to be really excelling playing with C-Do. And then you got the best, you know, arguably the best goalie in the league in B-Crips, man. How is anybody going to beat these guys? Not just in a 3-game series. Forget that. Forget a 3-game series. Think about a 7-game series. How is anybody going to beat that?
Dude, I don't get it. I no offense to you, Dolly, or Marty. I mean, we played these guys we scrimmed them early before the season started.
To be fair, I wasn't there. Just to
that's fair. That's fair. I didn't have all my team either, so.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm important.
But me watching, I've watched some of your games. I watched some of the streams, and it's not even the same fucking team. It's not. Watching your team play now is to then one person. I mean, yeah, right. You can change a team, but you don't change a team's entire play style. There's no way that happens. But it's happening, and Marty made some adjustments. I don't know what they are, and you guys are playing great. And I think it's just going to continue the way your guys' plus minus is looking. I don't see anything changing. And me and Dolly were shit talking each other a little bit in the chat. I don't know, was it yesterday or 2 days ago about the rookie of the year. And I just surprised me out there right away. I just said, oh, he's getting in. He's like, well, you can't say it so fast. You know, the season's got plenty of time left. And like you said, Hockey Town's playing great. BTW is another guy. So there's plenty of guys out there that are fresh to the league and doing a great job. And Hockey Town's doing an awesome job for the Hut Heroes.
What about you, Shock, man? I see you. You know, you're sitting back there. He's got his hands popped up. He looks like he's ready, man. What do you think of the Hut Heroes?
Not scared of them.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well,
easy. After that start, you still got to show something there.
Yeah. It's probably because he doesn't have to play us again, fellas.
Actually, that's not it at all, because I remember, like Agent said, even though it was a different team, in the preseason, we actually beat them 2-1, and we have their only quote-unquote loss, even though it was overtime, for the season.
You're right.
We play well against them. We always bring our best against the top teams, and that's why we're not scared. We're confident in our style, and we're confident. Like, if we were to play them right now with the way my squad's playing right now, I feel like it would be a very low scoring and highly entertaining series.
What about you, Ability, man? 14-0-1. Listen, new game, new everything. Like, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to to not lose in regulation with the way the game plays and different things like that. Is this team real, man?
Is the team real? The real segue question into me would have been, are they the team to beat? I mean, the whole freaking season, the playoffs, this team right here is probably going to win the belt. That's no shit. If you take anybody else at this point, I think that you're smoking some crazy smoke or something like that. But no, they're forwards. I mean, Dalai Lama, Hockey Town, Marty McFly. Between the three of them, they've combined for 106 points based on the numbers I have. B-Crip sitting in net. This guy's got 1.23 goals allowed average and .885 save percentage. I mean, Jesus. They assembled some of the best players from last season. And I don't know. Apparently there was a lot of feedback, negative feedback. Oh, this team's not going to do well because of this reason, I guess. I looked at the team from the draft night, and I was like, I can't believe the team Marty just put together, and how did we let this happen? And sure enough, man, they are living up to everything I thought they were going to do. And that's, I'm going to be interested to see for the rest of the regular season what teams are going to give them a challenge. Because from where I'm sitting right now with my squad, my biggest hope is that come playoff time, somebody else can knock these guys out so I don't have to face them again.
I know that I was very tough on this team for a couple reasons, and I'll be honest with you. First and foremost, I didn't know how C-Dub was going to transition to lefty. I know that C-Dub is a good forward, okay? That's fine, but I don't care what anyone says. If you sit there and tell me if you're forward going to D and D going to forward, it's not the same. I know you're a good defensive forward, but being a good defensive D-man is a lot different. There's a lot of different variables that come into that. So when you're telling me a guy who, at least in league play, has never played D for a full season, that's a question mark for me. That's a red flag. Now, obviously, that's working out great, but that was a concern of mine. Secondly, at the time, I don't remember who the winger was, but it was not Hockey Town. Okay?
It was Joe Stowe.
It was Joe Stowe. And mind you, I'm still in the mindset of running going Joe Stowe. Okay? Also, Joe Stowe's a left wing. So where is Dalai Lama playing? Because Dalai Lama's a left wing. There was more cause for concern with that original roster. And if you don't think so, then you're crazy. Because looking at the original roster, there were question marks. Okay? But Marty McFly went out there. He got Dolly's guy, Hockey Town. Now, I know Hockey Town had questionable availability. Seems to work out for this team. That's awesome. So now Hockey Town gets to play right wing, which is his natural position. Dolly's playing left wing, which is his. Marty McFly can focus on the two-way game that he's so known for. C-Dub's back there tearing shit up defensively. B-Crip's making saves, and C-Dub's really excelling in this team. This team is not the same team that was drafted. So any emo from my original write-up can be shoved squarely up your culo because it's not the same team. I like this team a lot better. It makes more sense. So, Dolly earlier in chat today, when him and I were shooting the breeze and talking back and forth, they've set the bar here. And everybody else is trying to climb to get up there, man. And the bar is set very, very high. I find it very difficult for any team to forget 3 games. We're talking 7-game series. That's what we're playing for. We're playing to get in the playoffs. And I'm thinking in a 7-game series, who is going to beat this team? And I tell you right now, man, when you look at the layers on this team from Dolly and Marty and Hockey Town, that defense, and then the D pair, and now B-Crips and net, there's so many layers. That's a tough team to beat. I don't see a lot of teams being able to compete with them in 7 games. So, Dolly, you're getting your due from me, but this roster is better than the original one that was drafted. So that's all I'll say. But the second team,
I'd also really like to go back for 1 second and say that everything I said about all the other players on that team is irrelevant, and C-Du is really the one that's making all the magic happen. Way to go, C-Du.
Okay, I'm sure she'll love that. C-Du's a fan. I don't know if she's listening right now. Is she, Dolly? She's a fan of the show, I believe.
Yeah, she's listening.
Yeah, she listens. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's move along here because there was something that really grinded my fucking gears yesterday. Something that really just made old dad just ugh. I was in captain's chat and I had to listen to 2 fucking degenerates talk about, oh, hey, guys, next week we're going to play for second place. So let's talk about these 2 fucking teams. By the way, one of those second place teams lost their series last night. I don't know if you knew that, but that happened. That's the Diddling Danglers, which, by the way, for those of you who did not read my write-up earlier today, Go ahead and Urban Dictionary what diddling means. Didling. You'll be very surprised. Ability, if you want to look it up, man, and read it live on air, as long as the kids aren't in the room, you pull that up, man. It's kind of fucked up.
I'll be back in just 1 minute.
Yeah. Fact check. Anyways, so diddling danglers. We got to see this team last night. Here's what I can tell you. I really like this team, even though they got beat last night. I really like this team. Cortez, when you look at Lamp and you look at, Murph. Hey, shout out to Murph, man. Made it all the way to the end of 2 out of 3 games. Shout out to Murph. So you got Lamp, you got Murph, you got DC up front. On the back end, you got A-Tree, BC Renton, who's a known veteran, and then Mr. Hollywood. Do you like this team? Are these guys for real?
I've watched a few of their streams so far, and I like the squad. I think Flanny's playing out of his mind. And real quickly before I keep going, when you said Urban Dictionary, that I did it, and as soon as you sent it over to me, I literally read the definition. And
I just seen Ability crying right now. I feel like
it's a good definition. I would never do it, but somebody else might.
Hey, Ryan. Hey, Ryan, go ahead and read that live on the air, please. If you
All right. Diddling, the act of shoving a rolled up newspaper into the rectum cavity.
So,
all right, DC.
So, Desired Customs. When you're a sick fuck, by the way. So here's the thing. People always say, oh, we have the pudding pop thing. Oh, yeah, Daly. Okay, listen. This guy's team name is based after a rolled newspaper in somebody's rectum.
And they like to dangle. And they like
to dangle it around and give it a shimmy shake. Let me tell you something. This show is no longer PG thanks to Desired Customs. And that was my freaking wire. So Desired Customs, you're a sick bastard. But you've got a really, really good team that I enjoyed playing against. It was a tough battle. A-Tree, a little emo today. It's post-series emo, man. It happens all the time. Everybody's victim of it, man. It happens. But the makeup of this team is still very good. A-Tree is still an elite lefty. I got to see it firsthand last night. Him and No Regretski's had battles over there. It was so fun to watch. I'm going to send it to you, Dolly. You guys played the Diddling Danglers. You got their full lineup. You were able to get the sweep, man. Give me the insight. What do you think about this team?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, it's a little different. Everybody seems to play their best against us. And we're not the most offensive team. We're not going to score 20 goals a series. We're just very good defensively. But this team is very similar to the way we play the game. A-Tree is very good back there. I mean, their goalie's great. Mike played great for them when he was there. When we played them, I don't think Hollywood was there. But even so, I don't think Hollywood made a difference because the only game that there was a problem where Mike might have let up a soft goal, they didn't score. So, side note, we've actually shut out every team we played so far this season. Just so you guys know. But they're a really good team. They're a really good team, and I mean, they can easily rebound from this. Lamp is a great addition to the puck, and as a 5-man unit in front of Hollywood, they're very good defensively. So I like the way they built that team.
Yeah, it's a really good built team. I'm in the same with you, man. Lamp is a guy that really can create space and time and different things like that. He's phenomenal. He really, really is. Ability, man. Now that you know it, so the newspaper rectum fuckers. What do you think about this team?
Oh shit. All right, the team, DC's team has always been one that I've had my eye on. He is a great player, and I've said this on other throwdowns. I have a lot of respect for DC and the way he plays the game. He's always challenging people, and he's always making shots from odd locations, but he puts it in. A-Tree and Bubble Man, I feel like they've been playing well. I mean, I watched the series last night against, putting it in, and I felt like they gave you guys a challenge. I honestly felt that they had a lot of opportunities in game 2 to put your team away, and they didn't capitalize on it. So it's tough to say. Like the Lambs having a good season, Murph's having a good season, and DC, it looks, number-wise, 32 points so far. Looks like he's having a good season. That's right up there. I mean, a lot of teams are averaging right around this point total between their forwards. So the parity actually is quite good in the season that I'm seeing. But I don't really know where the weakness falls here. Hollywood, he's been playing great in net form. He's only got a 2 goals allowed average. minus one errant play that I want to posterize all over the website tomorrow if I have time. He played great. So their team is good. There's so many good teams this season that sometimes I feel some good teams are they're going to be made to look stupid, and it's happening to all of us except for the HUD Heroes so far.
Are you talking about the double feature goal?
Yeah.
Where he served that one up to middle.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, that was a slam dunk, man. So shout out to middle on that. But I know the goalie animations are weird sometimes, man. Like, that shit sucks. But I mean, here's the thing: you gotta know, how this game plays. You know what's gonna happen. Crazy shit. You gotta be ready for it.
I love goalie in this game. I actually like this game with goalie 100 times more than 17.
I know it's mixed, man. Like, some people love it, some people hate it. It's all over the board, man. So what is he doing? Where is he going, Mark?
He can't. He's talking with his team before he has a series against the Pirates tonight. He's got
just misery. Hey, listen, Dolly before the show today, he comes on here and goes, "Hey guys, I gotta bounce out a little bit early. I gotta go practice." I'm like, "You're 14-0-1. You don't need to practice."
That's how they stay 14-0-1.
Cortez, don't defend him. Do not defend him.
I have to. I love Dolly. He's cute.
Oh my God, Dolly! It's 8:25. What time are you leaving, man? Is it that time? Is it about time?
You know what? I probably should get going. Just a little side note, because you did kind of skip me when you're talking about my team, so I do want to address a couple of things. Everybody plays really hard against us. Everybody we played so far, it's a really good team. Even the rejects are better than people give them credit for. They got some good players. They're making it work. But I mean, I played Shock's team. I played Ability's team. I played the Danglers. I played the Wanderers. And each and every single one of them, like I said earlier, have been shut out. There is no team in this game that is not in danger of being shut out in any fucking game. And if you know how to play against people and you watch what other teams are doing, you'll do pretty well. That's all I'm giving you.
Well, I can't wait till you visit the island, because I am looking forward to that matchup.
You're my check, and we're going to spend a lot of time dancing in your end.
Well, Dolly, man, good luck tonight. You're playing those damn dirty apes. McGilla, the OG Mags, who we've been playing leagues together for 10 years. That motherfucker still won't go have a beer with me. Fuck you, McGilla. I still love you, but fuck you. Anyways, Dolly, good luck tonight, man. Big fan of the show. Big contributor. We'll see you, man. Have a good night. So, Dolly Lama's heading out. Let's talk about that series tonight. I think that's a really nice segue. You see how that worked out? We just walked right into that one. It's like it happened. So, the damn Dirty Apes versus the HUD Heroes. I'm going to ask the question. Shock. Is tonight the night that the HUD Heroes take their first regulation loss?
After playing Megs' team, I curious to watch, because I think the games are going to be close. To take the loss, I don't think so.
Did his mic just cut out for anybody else, or was that?
Yeah, Mike on G-Chat keeps going from muted to not muted.
I'll keep it nice, short, and simple. I think it's going to be 2-1 HUD Heroes, but I don't think there's going to be a shutout tonight.
No shutouts. 2-1 HUD Heroes. What's up with your mic, man? It looks so.
I don't know.
He's
it looks like.
I don't know if it's G-Chat, because it works perfectly fine everywhere else.
Well, like I said, it's like most of the time we hear you good, but like, yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It like cut out. Like, it's like when you got sensual and you're like, hey, this is the thing. And as soon as you.
Also, what I was going to say beforehand was I also wanted to bring something up quickly about the Sunnydale Slayers, is that they need to stop scoring on themselves if they want to win games.
How many was it, man? Give me the number.
2 in one game.
Oh yeah, and it's the goalie's fault.
It wasn't the goalie's fault.
No. Like, but let's just remember that you said it's always the goalie's fault.
Oh my gosh, man! Look at you. Hey, by the way, anytime a goalie gets, you could say like, "Hey, nice save," and Cortez is like, "It wasn't his fault."
Listen, the only time it's the goalie's fault, in my opinion, is if they skate their ass out of the net to go get the puck. Like, yeah, you can fuck up and hit your stick the wrong way, but.
He's flexing, man. His nipples are hard. It wasn't his fault. Fuck. Shit. All right. I'm going to break my fucking hand now. Anyways. It's right. It's not the goalie's fault.
I think that's time for all my time on the show, so thanks for roasting. Appreciate it.
Cortez, you know we love you, man. So here's what I see. This is what I see tonight. Okay. Saney gets moved to Agents team. We're going to talk about Agents team in just a second. Saney gets moved over to Agents team because McGill liked what he saw in a guy named Wizzy War. Now, Wizzy War is a guy who went undrafted last year.
Nexus.
What?
It was Nexus is who he traded for. Is that not where you're going with this?
Hold on.
Okay.
God. Agent, I've been doing this for 9 fucking years. 9 years. You want to I'm all set.
Hey, you're in for a loop.
You're in timeout, motherfucker. You're in timeout right now. So, with that being said, Wizzy War is a guy he had on his bench that he liked, so Saney became expendable. So, where Mags thought he was lacking was at his other D spot, so he goes out and trades Saney, gets Nexus back in the return for him. Now, the Lime has been playing out of his mind in net. Nobody's going to dispute that. So, now you have McGill on lefty, you have Nexus on right to use the stud back there, Stealth Luka D, with Edge and Wizzy War. This is the lineup. Now, from what I've seen from this team, they play a very good two-way game. Luka's a guy who can create and make people around him better. That's why he is the number 1 pick in the draft, and that's why he should be the number 1 pick in the draft. Guys who can make players better on their team. So, with that said, I think tonight's the night. I didn't have a chance to do the predictions right today. For that, I apologize. I will be doing those more frequently. I think it happens. I think Hut Heroes take a loss tonight. I think that Luka is going to get it done. He knows B-Crips. He played with them all last season. Yes, I understand it's a new game, but Luka knows how to get it done, man. And I think Wizzy and I think Edge is going to have his coming out party tonight. I really believe that. I think Edge is going to get it done tonight. What do you think, Ability? Is tonight the night Hut Heroes take a regulation loss?
Absolutely not. I have seen the Apes play a little bit in some series, and I saw them lose a series. I can't remember who they were playing, but I remember watching them lose a series they shouldn't have lost. I don't think that Luka's seen B-Crips all season, played with them, and that's just going to amount to anything. I think that a lot of times when you're watching B-Crips, whether you're on his team or not, you look at the guy and you're like, how the did he save that? Seriously, how the did he save that? And that's probably what you're going to be saying tonight when you're watching the game. Because this guy, B-Crips, is playing out of his mind. I don't know if he's ever played this good in any league, but he's playing out of his mind. So that's going to continue. And C-Du's backing him up, and everyone on that team is playing defense for B-Crips to help him secure as many shutouts as they can get the guy. This team is out for blood against everyone they play. This isn't one of those teams you go up against, and it's just like, hey, they just got online. Now we're going to go play them. Hope we do good. No, this team has scouted you. They've practiced specifically against your team, and this is for every team. You need to know this. They are coming for that belt. They are the team to beat, whether you know it or not. They're our toughest opponent you're going to face all season. So the Apes have their work cut out for them. If they win a game, it'll be a miracle, and I promise you, it won't be by more than 1 or 2.
I like it. I like the analysis. Mark, you're out of timeout now. Did you see where I was going with that, by the way?
+1 to your response.
Okay, very cool. Now, Mark, what do you think's going to happen, man? Is this the night, or are you with Ability and just there's no way that anyone's going to beat him in regulation? Not tonight, at least.
I'm not with Ability, no. I think that's going to be a 2-1 series, but I personally think that 2-1 could go either way. Like you said about Edge, the guy when he's on, he's fucking hot. I mean, he's top winger in the league when he is playing at the top of his game. And Megs, that trade, I mean, I think it was good for both of us. Megs did out really well. Nexus is a top defenseman that truly, I don't think enough people know him to say he's even really underrated. Nexus is a great defenseman. And he's going to complement Megs really well. And Megs knows him, I think, already from what I got from talking with him a little bit. So I think you're going to see them do really, really well tonight. I see it going 2-1, probably in the favor of the Hut Heroes, but you can even see one of those games maybe going in OT for the Apes. You know, I don't know. I think they're going to play them really, really tougher than anybody else has. So
that's it. I like it. I like it. Now, last thing on the docket for tonight's show. 7 toes, 7 taves, 7 whatever. Let's talk about your team, Agent. Surprised me. Guy that I think is, front runner here for the Rookie of the Year. He's having a phenomenal season. Pogs, who I went on record as saying is probably the best. I don't want to say he's definitely the best face-off guy in my opinion because he's so smart. Like he just really crafty and he's really trying to outthink you. And I think that's awesome. And I love a face-off guy, man. I really, really value that statistical category. You got easy reel. Tom slides over to right D. And you got to fill me in, man. It looks like the way that it's working, when Easy Real plays, Agent plays left D. When Easy Real can't play, Dunn plays left D, Agent plays left wing. Shotguns and net, holding it down one time for the homies. Is that a true assessment, Mark?
Very close. Tomps is a right D when I drafted him, and I made him switch to left D right when I got the team. Nexus wanted to play right D, and so Tomps made the switch to left D. And we tried Tomps at right D. It was a one series. And after the series, he messaged me, and so he told me never again. He's so used to playing left D now that I don't think he ever wants to go back to right D. So he's going to be playing left D. I'll be on right D. And then, like you said, Saney, when he's gone, he misses Mondays and Wednesdays, which I think that only affects one of my series this season. Then I'll hop up to left wing and Dunn will be playing. But I love my team as it's set up right now. I personally think I have one of the best forward lines in the league. That's obviously up to anybody else's opinion. But with Surprise Me, which a lot of people don't know, like you said, Rookie of the Year candidate, and everybody knows Saney can play hockey, man. So I think I have a solid team up on the ice at all times.
Ability, what do you think, man? Is this Seven Taves team or Seven Toves? It's Seven Taves, but is this team the real deal, or are they just riding a hot streak?
Yeah, you know what? I like the way you put that because I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But they definitely have their game together right now. When Agent played my squad, caught us off guard 100%. We weren't prepared for what they were bringing, but I'm not going to give it away because you know what? I'm rooting for Agent's success. I want to see how far this team can make it. I think that picking up Easy Real was a great move by Agent. Pogs is playing great, and Surprise Me 22 is also playing great. The forward line's doing really well. If you know, I can't even say anything bad about their defense because when we played them, man, who started? Do you remember who started up for D? Who was playing D when we played you guys?
Nexus and Tomps.
Yeah, and they
You guys thought I should have changed my team name to a Pales team.
But, I mean, they played it down. They've got this scheme working, and it works. And if you don't prep your team to play around what they're doing, they're going to catch you off guard, and it's going to be a struggle. More so probably than it should have been for my team. But regardless, they played great. They won the series, and I think that they've got the potential to beat a lot more teams before the rest of this season's over with. Into the playoffs, man, that's another story. We'll address that when we get there.
Okay. Shock. Let me hear it, man. What do you think about Seven Taves?
Excited to play them just because I want to league.
Hey, Shock.
Again.
I also wanted.
Shock.
I also wanted.
I don't want.
Let me finish.
Okay.
I want to do it to punish him for forcing me to play D in LG.
Oh, okay. So this is spiteful against Pogs.
Yeah.
I don't want to make you emo, man, because it's the last thing I do, but your mic totally cut out again. So I'm so sorry.
This is better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you just have to face fuck it, and then you're good.
Probably.
But so Pogs, you heard it here, man. Don't make people play D. If they're forwards, they're forwards. What are you doing out
I
there?
even got 9 in my last series, 3 games.
Oh my dear Lord. Well,
Oh shit, this is fucking comedy. Just listen to him try and talk. Come on.
Yeah. I here's the thing, man. Pogs, I think Pogs is a fan of the show.
Oh, he loves it. He doesn't watch it live. He's watching the Cubbies right now, but he'll watch it later.
Okay, so he's a fan of the show, man. That should be interesting. Now, Cortez, finish us off on this topic. Seven Taves, man, real deal or no?
Oh, absolutely. I said on 239 tonight when he drafted the team, I knew his team was going to be a solid team because Agent had 4 picks in a row. I mean, how can you not come out with a solid team with 4 picks in a row in the late second to early third round there? And as soon as he got Pogs, I knew him and Pogs were scheming on what team they wanted to get. And I knew they were going to have a good team. I just didn't know if they were going to have one guy that could put the puck in the net. That was like one thing I said in the beginning, but obviously they're proving me wrong. They're doing great, and I'm excited to see how well they play tonight.
So, with that said, I want to make one last statement, and then we have a very special surprise that I'm excited for. I know Agent Ability is excited for as well. Guys, first season of a new game. Season 5 and 239. That's great. First seasons of a new game are always tough. You don't know how skill sets are going to correlate. You don't know how they're going to translate over to the new game. You don't know who's going to be good at what, who's going to be good. You just don't know. There's so many question marks every single time. The seeding for the playoffs, the biggest thing I could say to teams, just fucking get there. It does not matter. With the trades that have been made, people are getting their games together. People are starting to figure it out. So all this early season stuff, yes, it's growing pains. Yes, it's tough. The 14-0-1 mark of Hut Heroes is fantastic. But do I think they would sweep Diddling Danglers again? I don't know. But the biggest thing I'd say, just got to get there. Forget seeding. And me and Agent talked about this the other day when we were talking, just chatting back and forth. Forget seeding. You just got to get there. Because I'll tell you something right now. If you're the Hut Heroes and you're putting it in round 1 at the 8 seed, that's not a matchup you want. It's tough. So you just need to get there. That's the biggest thing. I'm talking to Sunnydale. I'm talking to Dark Horse. I'm talking to Put It In. I'm talking to the freaking Rejects. I'm talking to It's a Trap. I'm talking to everybody who's in that middle tier right now. You just got to get there. So keep grinding out, and we're going to get there to do it. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I'm excited for this, man. I think a lot of people are going to be too. Ability, are you ready over there or what?
Well, first I need to know if you can hear me.
Well, I can hear you.
You can hear me? All right. Well, all right. Let's see how this goes, okay? I want you guys to watch this because this is what we're prepping for. This is what we want everyone in the league to get involved in. This is coming straight from the one and only Hansel Roberto, whoever he is, okay? Let's take a look.
Let's see it.
Ability, talk real quickly so your screen comes up for everyone.
Oh,
there it is.
That's sick.
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
It is sick. These are the player cards. They are loaded, and I know you probably can't see it that well, but they are loaded with the player statistics from your skating, shooting, your hands, your checking, your defense. They have a lot of cool information on here, and furthermore, they have taken an upgrade in the overall appearance. These things are stylish. When I got my hands on this video earlier and I gave it a little quick peek because I couldn't wait, I was impressed with it. He's putting in a lot of work, and there's no secret here. He even admitted it. It's very time-consuming. But, man, this is well worth it. Everyone is going to get the opportunity to get their hands on one of these player cards. And we started today. A lot of the captains have already been informing the players on their teams to go ahead and take pictures. Like you can see a couple of the action shots here and a couple of the up-close shoulder-to-head photos that we've got. Those are the photos that he's looking for. So the sooner you get these to Hansel, the better. This is going to kickstart here in about a week or two. He's going to start establishing all of the player cards for members of the league. So if you want to be part of this, because these things can be used in 100 different ways around the league to make things cool. So if you can take the time and get a couple pictures, send them to me. I'll verify them. Send them to Hansel. He'll verify them. We'll all work together. Send them to Matt too. Matt might actually be Hansel. I don't know who Hansel is. It's still driving me crazy.
Here's the thing, man. I can tell you Ability's not Hansel. I don't know who Hansel is, but it's not Ability. We were all in the chat earlier today. And if it is, man, if you are Hansel Ability, that is impressive.
Why are you still saying that like that's a thing? Oh, man. I'm over.
It's not. Anyways, so here's the thing, guys. So the biggest thing, I know I sent it to my team. I sent it in the captain chat. Listen, if your captain is a fuck off and he didn't send it to you, here's what I need. I need you guys to take pictures of your guys. As you can see, there's a lot of us who play Hut. Hansel literally took the screenshot or the visionary of the Hut pack openings and did it with our fucking cards. It's so cool. Now, a couple things you need to notice. Dynamic player ratings. So, Ability, can you talk really quick?
Absolutely. Yep, I can go ahead and show you that.
All right, so I want to make something clear. If you guys remember in the original dynamic player ratings, yours truly, Old Dad, was a 91 overall. Ability, go ahead and talk.
Oh, yeah. You're no longer a 91, bro.
So,
what
guys,
a loser.
With that being said, these are dynamic ratings for a reason. So, if you're expecting your rating to go up 5 or 6, it's going to take time. So, I obviously am not having a great season thus far, and Hansel made note of that. So my rating has gone down slightly a bit. I mean, we all know I'm a 95, but it's whatever. It's an 89 right now, guys. But I will say this. It's true, man. My numbers, everything, he's taking all this stuff from your actual numbers, and that rating is 100% fair. There's not one rating on that board that I don't see that I don't disagree. I do not disagree with any of those ratings. He is putting in serious work. He is making these cards fantastic. And ability is right. We're going to be able to use these for write-ups. We start doing 3 stars of the week. We can pull your fucking card. If you hit a milestone, because guess what, guys? The Rock is a man. He's a goddamn man. And now we have career stats. Guess what? Let's say Shock goes out there and gets his 500th career point. There's a hut card for that. And Hanzo Roberto's making that happen. There's a lot of cool stuff that we can do with this that's going to integrate into the league. So please, if you haven't, take a screenshot of your guy, upper half, and if Hanzo wants to make a special card for you, if there's something going on, he'll ask you personally maybe for like a screenshot or like a special image or whatever. He can actually pull them off your gamer tag as long as you screenshot them. So guys, start doing it. If you want your card to be made, he's going to start cranking these out. Also, do not get emo about your rating. They're going to be based on your stats. If you think it should be 7 more points higher, give it time, man. Prove it on the ice. The stats don't lie, and that's where you're going to get it from. So I'll send it to Agent. What do you think of the cards, man? They're kind of cool, huh?
Man, you heard me as soon as the first one opened. I said, that's fucking badass. I love it. Do you guys want to give – I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but do you guys want to tell somebody how they can get that screenshot? Because there might be people that don't know. I don't. I'm just –
Okay, so I guess the biggest thing to do, you can go into your like in a game with your guy, like just in a normal club game, I guess, and like off the face-off or something, you can do that. Or you can go to where you actually create your player and your guy's kind of like standing still. Yes, it's the generic uniform, or it'll be your club uniform or whatever the case is. But where you go to edit your name and stuff, screenshot that, and I think you can pull your picture right off of there. Ability, am I wrong?
I'm going to give a little bit different scenario on how to do this if you really want it to be cool. Check this out, okay? You see this sweet pose. Wait, I can't do it, right? I don't do weather. We got the sweet pose by Cosmic over here, and then we got this sweet pose by Dalai Lama. All right, so here's how you do it. After the game, after you've played your game, so you play a series game, it doesn't matter. You go into the replay, and then double tap the Y button to get rid of all the crappy icons that no one wants to see, and then you have full access to rotate the camera and make these cool photos like you're seeing here. Get one of those, we call them action photos. Get one of those action photos up close of your guy, just like you're seeing, and just save it. And how you save it is by hitting, here, I'll show you. This is pretty simple. You hit the home button on your controller. It'll take you out to the dashboard. Then you hit the select button, and that should, I believe, screenshot it. There might be one other button you have to push, but you can screenshot it. Just like that, it saves to your DVR, at which point Hansel Roberto can go on to your DVR, pull your screenshotted photo, and then he can make these cool things right here. So it's really not that hard. It takes all of maybe 5 minutes to do, not even. So get it done.
Dumbing it down. It was an obvious thing for most people probably, but there's people that probably have no fucking clue. They might want their card. So
I have answered this question for 12 people in the last 3 days.
There you go. Now it's on video. Tell them to go find the fucking Throwdown.
Hey, I'm in the derpy one on that one, man. I'm like stupid when it comes to this shit. So I can't be Hanzo Roberto. I'm just letting you know because I am not smart enough for all this nonsense. Anyways, what I do know is that these cards are literally badass. They're awesome. So I love them. Hanzo's doing great stuff for the league. We're up against it here, man. I'm going to send it around the horn one last time on the Throwdown. Agent, what do you got, man?
Prepare for the sweep by the 7 tapes tonight. That's it, period.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Shock, give it to me, man.
Looking forward to the rest of the season. Looking forward to playing the first ever series on a Friday night in 239. So that'll be tomorrow, and it'll be streamed live on my Twitch channel.
Which is actually conflicting with the Sober Elitist show. I'll have to talk to Esso about that. But luckily, guys, we have the Sober Elitist show where on iTunes, you can get it there. You can pull it up. Flanny's really good about locking those up and putting them up. Cortez, leave me with something,
man. Thanks for having me. And I'm not even going to reply back to Agent's thing. I guess we'll just see how the series goes.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a tall order for a Daniel Martin team, but that's for another show. Ability, man. What do you got, Ability?
All right, I just want to express a little bit of love to my whole family out there, because you guys really are like a second family, and a lot of us invest so much time into this that we consider you like right here. So all love to you guys for making everything happen. I also went ahead earlier today, made a video from some video and pictures that Marine Mike has sent me for. It's called Fear Against. No, I messed it up already. Marine Mike, I posted something on the forum. You can go check it out. But it was about the charity, and it's the Bohana group and the work they do with people who have social and disabilities, using video games and board games and stuff like that. And 239, the community here, a lot of guys pitched in and threw a donation out towards this group. And so you can watch a video. Marine Mike did an interview, and that's cool. I'd also like to express a little bit of love to people that we didn't talk about tonight, and that's going to be Cosmic Fate, and Tom for the Win, and Brick City, Amazing Viper, Odd Guy, and the newest member of my team, Victorious Vigo. So
Okay.
I just want to let you guys know, hey, your name got on the show, and we love you all, whether they want to talk about you or not.
Listen, man, I stayed away from Victoria's Secret tonight because I know that you guys are going to be the centerpiece for the Sober Elitist tomorrow. See, the shows are working hand in hand, so tune in tomorrow for the Sober Elitist. Oh, sorry, hold on. Just want to get this ready. So I guess with that being said, that's it, man. Happy to be back on the Throwdown. It was a great show tonight. For all of those who were worried about whether or not putting it in was going to be able to figure it out, like, we're back, man. We're back. The red pills are working hard. Coming. So everybody be ready, man.
I love it.
Be ready, man. So with that being said, guys, it's been another edition of the Thursday Throwdown. Good luck in your series tonight. Everybody have a good night. Peace.
Peace.